Today's passage is all about worrying, and worry seems to be a common problem today. We're worried about so many things, and yet Jesus tells us in these passages that we don't need to really worry about anything, that God loves us so much that He has provided everything that we need. And in a way, you can look at it this way: what you worry about really tells more about what you believe about God. When you start to worry, what you're saying is, I don't think God can take care of this, or I don't think God will take care of this. So we have this idea that either God is uncaring, unloving, or incapable. Now, of course, we would never come out and just say God's not able, or God doesn't love us, or God doesn't care for us. But what happens is, because we see things right in front of us, it can cause us to lose sight of what's really important. The other day, I had to go get my license renewed. And so I thought, well, I'll just run down to the DMV, walk in, say need my license renewed, and they would take my picture and give me my card or my ID, and I'd be good to go. And so when I got there, she pulled my information up on the computer and said, you have to take a written test. I protested a little bit, saying, why in the world would I need to take a written test? But there was no persuading her. And so I thought, well, what am I going to do? And she said, well, you can take it now. And I thought to myself right at first, right there in the moment, at the very beginning, a split second of saying, what if I don't pass? What if I get it wrong? What if I get flustered? I don't do tests well. What's going to happen if I don't? Then I'm not going to be able to drive, and then Stephanie will have to take me everywhere. And it just, for a split moment, started to snowball in my head. And then I remembered something. I am 50 years old. I have been driving almost my entire life. I think I know what I'm doing. I've been through this before. I've taken these tests before. I've always passed them. What are you worried about? And then the same thing with life. A lot of times we'll face situations and we'll face things that would cause us in a moment, maybe a little bit longer, and we'll start to worry if we would just stop and remind ourselves, what has God done for us in the past? How has He come through for us? How often does He come through for us? Has He ever failed us? Has He ever let us go? Has He ever not been there for us? And if we would stop for that one moment and realize who God is, then all the worries of this life would just melt away. Try that this week. Try that as you seek to live your life and these worries come bubbling up to the surface. Just remind yourself who God is.